What are the top 10 scientific questions remaining with regards to the science behind the infection by SARS-CoV-2 or vaccines? For me, what are the still 10 unanswered questions, the 10 biggest unanswered questions we have right now with regards to all of the controversies that have been scientific controversies that have been ongoing or we've been hearing about during the pandemic? I'll give you my top 10 list and you tell me. This, by the way, this top 10 list is based on what I think are top 10 reasons, from number 1 being the most important and so on. So that's the importance of it, is from 1 to 10. Let me know if you agree with that. Let me know what I think I've missed, or what would be your top 10 list. And let's get going. Basically, this is based on a lot of scientific controversy, but there has been evidence presented behind a lot of these, if not all of these points. And therefore, I think this is very valid. We should be looking much, much deeper to know the answers to these questions. All right, so number 1, most controversial, I think. Does the spike protein get inside the nucleus? There's been a couple papers presented or offered on this topic. One of them, not peer-reviewed, I don't think. One of them got retracted. Okay, so the one was peer-reviewed, got retracted. Very rare in science, to be punished like this. And you would think that because of the importance of this, that people would be exploring this question on a deeper level. And the reason why is because getting inside the nucleus is not trivial. So this is like Pandora's box in a way. So if spike protein indeed is there, it's important to know what could it be doing. Oh yeah, in the previous video, I thought I was under St. Nick Mountain. I think the St. Nick Mountain is right here instead. I wonder, maybe I'm wrong both times. Anyway, so that's my top question. Number 2, what is the distribution of spike protein post-vaccination? That's still an unanswered question. The only information we know of is from animal studies or post-vaccinated cadavers. So that's the only thing. We don't really know, and that information points that this spike protein can travel throughout the body, whereas originally, and this is important for safety, spike protein was thought to stay only in the site of injection. Still important question to answer properly. Let's keep going. Number 3, this is newly emerged, and of course this top 10 list can change over time, right? This just emerged. Is there a DNA contamination inside vaccines? There has been some information that the plasmid used for generating mRNA, genetic content for vaccines, remains inside the vaccine, albeit chopped up into fragments. That also is very important because this could be something, there could be potentially consequences, biological and clinical consequences because of that. So very important. Number 4, for me, this is something that is a big topic of interest for me. What are the IgG4 antibodies that we're seeing pretty much in almost all of the mRNA vaccinated individuals? What do these antibodies target besides spike protein? Do they target anything else? So that would be very important to know. Are these IgG4 antibodies arriving only because of spike protein, and are they targeting anything else inside our bodies? Related to this, number 5 is, do the IgG4 antibodies I just mentioned that we are seeing, they appear in literally in all of mRNA vaccinated, nearly all mRNA vaccinated individuals. There's some ways how you might not experience that. Are these antibodies, IgG4 antibodies, affect our cancer surveillance in our bodies? So that would be a very important question for me for us to start answering. And the reason why is because, like I mentioned, now this is appears to be a global phenomenon. All right, so let's keep going because I'm freezing. Where am I? 10 then. Number 6. What is the actual size of the mRNA genetic material that is used in vaccines? And the reason why that question is still unanswered is because there have been reports that this mRNA size of the vaccines is not uniform, meaning there are shorter fragments besides the ones that you're supposed to get in order to get full-size spike protein. That means potentially different spike protein fragments could be generated, right? So that's still really uninvestigated questions besides some of these reports I mentioned that do exist, okay? All right, so still a really, really important question. Okay, so that number, let's go to number 7. Next. What would be that one? Number 7. Yeah, I think that one, number 7 for me is, does the vaccine induce immune escape? Meaning, do they affect virus evolution directly? And as a consequence, we've observed immune escape. There are some studies suggesting answers to this. We've presented on that, but this is not really investigated thoroughly. And I think it should be, because it's an extremely rare opportunity for us to study scientifically the impact of vaccination in the middle of pandemic, because as far as I understand, we just never had that opportunity. So then we can now learn completely new science with regards as to what could be the biological effects of that when you vaccinate in the middle of pandemic on the actual evolution of the virus, because the interaction between the immune system and our bodies is obviously ongoing and constant. All right, let's keep going. Number 8 is, what is the VAERS database actually telling us? Let's analyze that database in detail scientifically. Oh no, dropped the ball. I was hoping I won. So basically, VAERS database, vaccine adverse events reporting system. That's basically a database that has been put into use a few decades ago, and any medical staff can put any adverse events that they think are associated with the vaccine based on their observation of a patient who was vaccinated. And after COVID-19 vaccines were released, we've seen an enormous explosion of reported events that basically dwarf what has been seen in past history. And we need to analyze that. What does that mean in the context of the biggest mass vaccination that we've observed at the same time, right? Because then let's learn from that and understand what can we learn from that, because you cannot necessarily glean all information accurately from VAERS database because of its limitations. So that's something I would be investigating next. Number 9, how long does the antigen, in this case spike protein, post-vaccination, as well as the vaccine, mRNA vaccine genetic material, actually lasts in our bodies? There's some information that is coming out on this topic, but this has not been properly investigated. And we need to know clear answers to this, because this might influence how such vaccines and this technology are used in the future. Because I think, based on everything we are now experiencing, we are learning completely new information that could change the development of these vaccines in the future, so that they work even better. It makes sense. And last one, and that one I thought it was important, albeit really under investigated in my opinion, is what are the autoantibodies generated post-vaccination or infection? So what are autoantibodies? Those are antibodies that are built in order to target the pathogen, or basically the insult that is presented to our body. And I wonder if you're gonna see this cool, like fog. It's like snow rising over the lake right now. Very pretty, right behind me. You see these clouds of, I don't know, snow? Very cool. The fog? I don't know. I guess that's fog. I'm crossing a lake, by the way. So anyway, last point. Autoantibodies. Basically, what else could they be targeting? So auto meaning it targets something in your own body. And basically how often, if any, autoantibodies are generated as a consequence of vaccination or infection. And so that we know that might influence again how we generate these vaccines, right? So then again, a very important question. It's getting cooler and cooler, so I'm gonna show you one more time, and then I'm gonna bid you adieu because that's the top 10 questions. Squeeze it in 10 minutes, thank God, because my gloves are wet and I'm freezing. So yeah, let me know what you think. And whether you would have different questions. Give me either your top 10 or what do you think else could be added to this list. And the reason why is because I had a video on a top 10 mistakes, I believe, scientific mistakes we've done during mass vaccination. So not whether mass vaccination was right or not, but once we started doing it, what were the top 10 mistakes? And your response, the audience, was phenomenal afterwards. And the content was amazing, absolutely amazing. I tabulated it actually, it was that good. And therefore give me your feedback right now after this too, if you think there's other lingering questions as well. I'm just giving you a panoramic view now. But otherwise, yeah, thanks for your support. Please like, please share this video. That's how we grow. Please leave a comment as well. And thank you for all your support. I look forward to seeing you in another video. Please check out my Patreon account as well, where we post additional content. And finally, remember, if you can help it, go outside, go outdoors for some outdoor activity, whatever it is. In the least, walking, that's all I'm doing right now. I have skis attached to my boots, I guess. And stay healthy. Bye, everyone.